Very good afternoon. Really excited for the launch of the first edition of Barclays Private Clients, Hurun, India's most valuable family businesses. Before we get into why we are launching the list, I would just share the methodology to arrive at the list. The criteria to enter the list is the entrant or the family business should be run by a next-gen member, should be involved in running the business or be a part of the board. The valuation of the company are as of 20th March 2024. We've excluded private investments and liquid assets, and we've adjusted for cross-holdings. And just to give you a further on that, let's assume that, let's say 70% of Geo platforms is owned by Reliance. We would assume that 70% of value has been captured in the Reliance's market cap. We will only take the rest 30% into arriving at the overall value of the business interest. Why this list and why now? Hurun has been publishing or telling the story of the Indian economy through the eyes of entrepreneurs and companies over the last 12 years. We've done list and research on wealth creation, value creation. We've covered the responsible side through the philanthropy list. We've spoken about innovation through startups and future unicorn list and so on. The one thing that we found over the last 12 years, whilst we do all this research, is the profound influence and presence of family businesses in each of these lists in one way or the other. Just to give you an idea, almost 80% of the Hurun India Rich List has representation from family businesses. If you take some of the most renowned startup list, they have backers from family offices and so on. So I'll get into more details into each of these things, but it's for sure that the family businesses have been quite a backbone in terms of wealth creation in the country over the last decade or so. So I would list down 8 to 9 reasons specifically in terms of why we want to launch the first edition of Barclays Private Clients Hurun India Most Valuable Family Business List. The first, story of Indian family businesses need to be celebrated. Family businesses contributes almost 79% of national GDP in the private sector. And as I mentioned earlier, in the Hurun India Rich List, 80% of wealthiest individuals in India come from family-run enterprises. Even if you look at the manufacturing landscape, some of the most respected companies in the manufacturing sectors also are run by family business. And we did some analysis in the Barclays Private Clients Hurun India Most Valuable Family Business List. Almost 85% of the companies are from the manufacturing sector. And we thought manufacturing being very important in the backbone of the country and these businesses contributing so much that it's high time we call them out and celebrate this story. Huge economic impact, number 2. As per a McKinsey report, family businesses contribute almost 75% of India's GDP, and this is going to be almost 80 to 85% by 2047. So the economic impact is rather huge, and that's something that one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about these stories. Number 3, the family businesses also score very high in philanthropy. So Indian family businesses are deeply integrated in the giving fabric of the country. We've been publishing the Hurun India Philanthropy List for the last 7 to 8 years. Just to give you a statistics from the last year, almost 70% of the donations, or almost rupees 6,000 crores from the Hurun India Philanthropy List has come from leaders represented in the Barclays Private Clients Hurun India Most Valuable Family Businesses List. So very high in philanthropy. Number 4, the family businesses are also role models for best practices. As per a report by PwC, almost 70% of Indian family businesses have a clear governance structure and 60% have formal succession plan. Even when you look at the Barclays Private Clients Hurun India Most Valuable Family Business List, almost 53 of these enterprises are led by professional CEO. So that's quite interesting. Despite being multi-generational family business, you have very significant representation of professional leaders in each of these companies. So family business in India serves as a role model for professionalization and also serves as a platform where bright professionals can create wealth as well. Number 5, have delivered great investment returns. According to the report from Edelweiss, family business has outperformed the broader market with a CAGR of 13% compared to 8% CAGR of BSE index. For example, Shree Cements. In 2002 was when the inheritance happened in Shree Cements. If you had invested 2 crores in Shree Cements at that point in time, that number would have multiplied by 500 times and you would have entered the Hurun India Rich List. And also did a interesting analysis of one of the businesses with a startup in general, right? So there's a company called Avanti Feeds. Since the IPO at around 2010, the share price has gone up by almost 300x. Flipkart, which raised in 2012, had a valuation of 850 million. And currently they estimate the valuation to be at about 38 to 40 billion. So that's around 40x, roughly 40 to 45x. So you can see that some of these amazing family businesses have beaten even the startup returns over a longer period of time. So great investment returns as well. Number 6, there is subject of education research in India, and we want to highlight some of these case studies globally. Many times when you look at the family business landscape in a country, people often speak about the top 10, the Ambanis or the Bajajs and Birlas, the top 10 or top 20. We wanted to take it and stretch it all the way to 200 and maybe increase the size to 300 next year. So we don't know. But then we would like to stretch it and bring out more case studies of Indian family businesses to India and to the rest of the world. Number 7, understand succession planning and generational transition. Just to give you an idea, 65% of the Barclays private clients who are in India most valuable family business lists are led by individuals age 60 and above. So over the next 10 to 15 years, and this category of companies, that we value them at about 1 trillion US. So over the next 10, 15 years, you would see a lot of inheritance and wealth transfer being happening, and that would see a rise of a lot more next-gen leaders and professionals and interesting structures and everything falling into place. So it's very important to study them right away. Number 8, spotlight the contribution towards innovation. As per a report, family offices manage over 1 trillion globally, and Indian family offices allocated an estimated 5 billion to venture capital and private equity, fostering entrepreneurship and impact investing. From our perspective, there's a lot. I mean, India is really a young country, and much of the entrepreneurship story of India has been written by these family businesses. So a lot to learn for new age entrepreneurs and startups from the established family houses. So if there's a startup who wants to raise funds, there's family office there. If they want to get into deeper networks, there's a network that's been built over so many decades. So family business and family offices are going to play a really huge role in spearheading India's innovation story. To summarize, we want the list to recognize the indispensable role of family-run enterprises and will also inspire other family enterprises and highlight the importance of sustaining legacies. Now, coming to the list, the total value of the business in the list is about US dollar 1.3 trillion. That's all the 200 companies, and they hail from about 30 cities and 26 industries. Average age is 63, and age 60 plus control almost nearly $1 trillion in business value. The oldest business on the list was founded in 1736. Preferred headquarters is Mumbai with 65 companies. Oldest founding year in Mumbai is about 1857. And the cumulative values of all the companies in the list from Mumbai is almost $800 billion. Second, unlike many lists that we've published, we've always seen pecking order of Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, or sometimes in startups, Bangalore come up and so on. But when it came to the Barclays private clients who are in India most valuable family business list, Kolkata was the number 2 city in terms of where these families came from. And that was quite interesting and kind of shows what kind of cities have a profound influence in terms of creating family-run businesses. Industry analysis is very exciting. Out of the top 10 in the list, almost 8 are from manufacturing across various sectors, and 2 are residential, commercial, and so on. Overall list, 85% is manufacturing. We have to speak about generations too. Around 137 are second generation, 42 are third generation, 2 are sixth generation families. Women on board, there are 15 women leaders in 2024 Barclays private clients who are in India most valuable family business list. Overall, there are 58 family enterprises which have active women on the board, and almost 78 women board members cumulatively. That is one area where possibly you can have some improvement. I mean, that's around 15% of the overall board size is represented by women. Just to give you an idea, I think US S&P has about 32% women board representation, and China is 23%. So that's some area we can improve. But like I said, India is a young country. You would see a lot more next-gen leaders coming in and that parity being met. We've also done some analysis on top universities. That's quite exciting because some of these next-gen entrepreneurs, they've all gone out and studied in some of the top international schools and have come back with the knowledge and network and are adding back to their core businesses. And that's precisely why some of these companies are doing really well. So the top universities in the Barclays Private Clients Hurun India Most Valuable Family Business from a post-graduation standpoint is number one is Harvard, then followed by Wharton, Cornell, Stanford. You've got representation from all these top universities who are leading these family businesses. So in conclusion, the family business list is a vital tool for recognizing the multifaceted contribution of family-run enterprise to the economy, society, and culture. It serves as a platform of celebrating the achievements, encouraging best practices, and fostering a deeper understanding of the unique dynamics of family businesses. Partnering with Barclays Private Clients to launch the Barclays Private Clients Hurun India's Most Valuable Family Business, particularly special for us because Barclays has a long-standing history dating back to 1690, which means from my perspective as a group, Barclays over the centuries would have seen more family than any other enterprise that I could think of. And thank you to team Barclays and Nitin for the partnership. These are some of the points that I want to highlight. And thank you all for coming here today. I know there is another important day from an MPC standpoint, but thanks for making your time here. It's equally important to celebrate these families and amazing stories here as well. Thank you very much and look forward to interacting with you after the press conference. Thank you.